Atlantic walrus is one of unique animal that has ever lived in the earth. It is the last surviving species from the family Odrobenidae. It gains much attention from the scientists and researchers for its different characteristics and ways to adapt. It has lived in different places within the amount of population, but decreasing because of many factors. The following information will be able to give more information about Atlantic walrus. Atlantic walrus is a mammal. They are carnivore. Their ancestors are pinnipeds and family of Odrobenidae. In the family of Odrobenidae, there are many types of species. One of them are Odrobenus, which is walrus, Phalanictus, Ifucus, and Ondocitus, and extra. But all of them are already extinct. The last surviving member of the family is only Odrobenus. Odrobenus are divided into two types based on their characteristic and habitat, which is Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. But now there is also a lap-depth walrus because some of the Pacific walrus are found in the lap-depth seas, so some people want to make a new type which is lap-depth. Atlantic walrus are found in the coastal areas of northern Greenland and Greenland. They prefer a habitat that the earth temperature is about -15 degrees to 5 degrees. They are found in not more than 80 to 100 meter depth. They spend 2 over 3 times in the water and 1 over 3 in the land. They live in a group together from tens, sometimes in the thousands. Their population is now roughly 22,500 and the status is vulnerable. Their population is decreasing and researchers are showing concern about that and some are thinking to put it in the endangered list. Scientists predict that Odrobenus walrus, Phocide true seals, Otaridae earth seals are from the same ancestors. Based on the genetic evidence from the research, they descend from a carnivore Ursidae ancestor that looks related to modern bears. The evidence tells that Odrobenids and Otaris separate from Phocids around 20 and 26 million years ago, while Odrobenids and Otaris separate about 15 and 20 million years ago. Odrobenids later also diverged. Atlantic and Pacific separate about 500,000 until 785,000 years ago. This happens from the hypothesis that walrus came from tropical or subtropical ancestors that was isolated in the Atlantic Ocean, so they adapt to cold temperatures and weather. Atlantic walrus may be big, but they are not in the top of the food chain. They mostly eat clams, but they also eat worms, gastropods, cephalopods, crustaceans, and sea cucumber. Adult walrus can eat up to 3,000 to 6,000 clams at a single feeding. When food is limited, they will eat young seals. Their predators are animals that live in the cold such as killer whale and polar bear. Polar bear usually hunt them when they are in land and killer whale hunt them when they are at the water. Atlantic walrus has long ivory tusks that helps them to drag themselves and walk in land or ice, because they do not have any leg that can help them to walk. They are also called tooth walker. The tusk is also used for making a hole when they are in the ice. They make a hole for two purposes, to be able to dive or to go to the land from the sea. They use it sometimes for fighting with each other, especially males in order to protect their territory. When they are in the water, their eyesight is not that clear and sharp, so they can't depend on that when they are searching for food. They have whiskers at the snout that are connected to their inner body parts. To detect food, they use it and feel the food. At the winter, their skin color will be almost white because their blood vessels constrict in order to conserve body heat, while during the warmer weather, their skin color becomes darker because their blood vessels dilate or expand to release body heat. Under the skin, there is a 10 cm thick of blubber fat, so that they didn't feel the cold when lying, sleeping, or swimming in the ice. During spring, male and female walrus separates. Male go to the south while the female goes to the north. The female will take care of the newborn babies. They stay like this until summer. During fall, they all gather again at the south, and during the winter, the mating season starts. Their ancestors innate their ability to use whiskers to search for food and rather than using their eyes, because their visibility will be not clear when they are in the sea. Reproduction, male needs to be 6 until 10 years old, and female needs to be 4 until 10 years old, but some succeed until they were 15 years old. They mate at the water during January until April. Their pregnancy takes around 15 to 16 months. The baby calves will be born on ice or land on April until early June. For the first 6 months, the calf will drink milk before eating solid food. Atlantic walrus can breed once every 2 years. The reproduction rate is much lower than other pinnipeds. People overhunting them are threatening them, especially when native people that live there depend on walrus for food. Besides that, walrus are very sensitive to human activities, like the sound of boats and low-flying airplanes. This causes them to jump or run. It can cause death to young calves by trampling. Adult walrus can also abandon their calf when scared. They can lose their habitats because of global warming or environmental changes. That makes the ice to melt, hotter temperature, and is reducing the suitable habitat and food supply. Another threat is pollution and oil exploitation, mostly from oil spills in the sea. Other pollutions are heavy metals such as cadmium, lead, and mercury. Scientists have found those heavy metals and on walrus body tissue. Also, a high level of DDT and PCB on walruses that eat young seals. Management Committee of NAMCO has do research about walrus and they recommend that Greenland should make a rule or act to protect walrus. In return, the government makes a rule such as restriction of walrus hunting only people who has valid professional license. They also have intentions to introduce a quota system for walrus. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is taking special attention and care for walrus. There is a Wildlife Action Center where we can send a message to the government about walrus protection. Center for Biological Diversity Protection is conducting a survey about walrus. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service with Center for Biological Diversity Protection are considering putting walrus on Endangered Species Act. 5 young walrus is being captivated in New York's aquarium for wildlife conservation.
Thank you.